Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United have been set a Jadon Sancho transfer deadline by Borussia Dortmund to get the deal done. Borussia Dortmund want Jadon Sancho's future decided before they go on pre-season camp on the 23rd of July. Manchester United have opened official talks with Borussia Dortmund regarding Jadon Sancho. Sky Sports said yesterday that Man United are in continued negotiations with Borussia Dortmund regarding Sancho. Man United are prepared to pay £80 million. And we are increasingly confident that we will finally sign Jadon Sancho. We said we want the deal done by next weekend, and Sancho did say he wants his future resolved before the start of the Euros. Jadon Sancho has Man United transfer hopes as Borussia Dortmund are looking for replacements. The personal terms have been agreed with Sancho. Jadon Sancho has a gentleman's agreement with Borussia Dortmund to join Manchester United, and we prefer Jadon Sancho over Harry Kane. Bundesliga journalist Konstantin Enker said that Man United reached an agreement in principle with Sancho, but he said we've not yet put a bid in. Fabrizio Romano did say a couple of days ago that Man United are interested, and he revealed how much Borussia Dortmund want. He will cost from between 77.4 million to 81.7 million. Quite a few weeks ago, Borussia Dortmund told Sancho that he can leave the club this summer. Solskjaer made him a transfer priority. Sky Sports said the other week that Man United is the most realistic destination for Sancho. But he'll be a great signing for us because he'll assure us goals, he's good at creating chances, he'll fit in our team perfectly. He's still young, he's got a lot of development in him, he will exceed expectations in the Premier League, and he's got a very good friendship with Marcus Rashford because they do talk to each other a lot, so they are the reasons. We should have got Jadon Sancho last year, because Sancho at Man United last year was extremely close. The personal terms had been agreed, the agent fees had been agreed, and a contract and that had been agreed. But the reason we didn't get him is because we was reluctant to meet Borussia Dortmund's 108 million valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. Dortmund said that we had until the 10th of August last year to sign the player. We missed out on that deadline, so Sancho remained at Dortmund. Jadon Sancho's endured 4 years at Dortmund. Dortmund paid just £7 million for him from Man City. So if Dortmund sell him for £80 million, they're going to gain a £73 million profit, and he's got a contract with Dortmund until 2023. So yeah, that's the news regarding Jadon Sancho. Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants Paul Pogba to stay at Manchester United, and he wants him to sign a new contract. Paul Pogba's current contract expires next year. Because last season we triggered that 1 year extension on his contract. Last season, it actually said Man United willing to offer Paul Pogba a new £400,000 a week contract, but it said he was demanding £500,000 a week. He said we'll actually sell Pogba if he doesn't sign a new contract. Now it's said Paul Pogba could leave Man United this summer. If Cristiano Ronaldo leaves Juventus. Because it said Juventus are interested in bringing Paul Pogba back from Man United, but will have to sell Ronaldo to afford Pogba because the price tag is £90 million. And I said if Pogba leaves Man United, there's a very, very good chance he will go back to Juventus because he did enjoy 4 good years with them before he rejoined Man United. But Pogba has had a long-running transfer saga. He hasn't only been linked to a return to Juventus. Real Madrid have been relentlessly linked with him. PSG have been in for him. Barcelona have been in for him. And Inter Milan were in for him a while ago. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him and he's enjoyed 5 seasons at the football club since he rejoined. I hope he stays potentially past the summer because we've been getting the best out of him in recent months. He does bring creativity to the team and Pogba looks more effective in more of an advanced role than he does in a deeper role. Last season, Paul Pogba scored the key winners against AC Milan and Fulham in the Premier League. Sustained a few injuries at Man United. At one point, he had a thigh injury and he sustained a couple of ankle injuries. Mino Raiola has obviously been desperate to get his client out of the football club. He was doing a lot of talking last season. He says Pogba wants to win trophies at Man United or at another top European club. He said Paul Pogba's future is in doubt. He also said last season he doesn't give a fuck if he doesn't take another player to Man United as long as his clients are happy. And he did criticise Sir Alex Ferguson for forcing Pogba out of the club when he was younger. And he also said that he was working quietly on Paul Pogba's transfer to avoid offence. He made the announcement back in December regarding Pogba and Solskjaer was furious with Mino Raiola's announcement. It said towards the end of last season that Pogba could leave for just £55 million. Solskjaer promises Man United transfers this summer. He knows significant investment is needed to catch Manchester City. Solskjaer has said he wants to make around 4 signings in order for Man United to challenge for the Premier League title next season. And if we recruit well in the summer transfer window, I'm convinced we can challenge for the title next season. As you all know, Joe Glazer had the fans forum yesterday and he said that Solskjaer will get financial backing. The board are going to be backing Solskjaer with a new 3-year contract and summer signings despite our Europa League final loss. Solskjaer has been given a £150 million transfer budget to buy around 4 or 5 new players. But I am expecting him to get the backing he deserves, reflecting on what the board have recently said. And plus we've got John Murtaugh, he's our Director of Football. We've got Darren Fletcher, he's our Technical Director. And we've got Matt Judge. And Matt Judge has been part of the club for a long time. Not long now until the summer transfer window opens. It opens on the 9th of June. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is aware of how big the summer transfer window is going to be for himself and Manchester United in general. The summer transfer window will be his 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. But it's very imperative he gets the players he wants to recommend in. Obviously, you know the news on Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid. The Athletic recently said that Man United are in talks to sign Kieran Trippier, as the player himself thought to have begun house hunting. The Manchester Evening News said that we revived our interest in Kieran Trippier as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is unhappy with Wan-Bissaka's attacking output. Because Wan-Bissaka is the only recognised senior right back at Man United at the moment. We went in for Kieran Trippier back in January, but we cooled our interest because Kieran Trippier got banned by FIFA for breaching betting rules. I reckon we'd get Kieran Trippier for around £18 million. Everton are said to be interested. His current contract of Atletico Madrid expires next year. He's been at Atletico Madrid a couple of years. Atletico Madrid paid £20 million for him from Tottenham back in 2019. He won the La Liga with Atletico Madrid last season. Did Kieran Trippier. He's proven in the Premier League as well, isn't he? Don't forget. He was part of the Tottenham team when they got to the Champions League final in 2019. Obviously, that was under Mauricio Pochettino's guidance. Before, he's had 2 loan spells with Barnsley. He was at Burnley. Also, at one point, he was on loan with Burnley. And he began his career at Man City. He risen up their youth academy. But he actually never made an appearance in Man City's first team. He's 30 years of age. Raphael Varane. You know, we've been relentlessly linked with him. Fabrizio Romano did recently say that Raphael Varane is refusing a contract at Real Madrid so he can join Man United this summer. Apparently, Man United have offered Raphael Varane a 5-year contract and a higher wage than the one he's on at Real Madrid. But I can assure Raphael Varane is leaving Real Madrid. He won't be signing a new contract. His current contract at Real Madrid expires next year. Contract talks stalled a while ago. I think Real Madrid are demanding £60 million. Not so long ago they rejected a £40 million bid, but a few days ago, like I updated you on, it said that Raphael Varane could be available for around €40 million, which is a bargain. And he said we may be handed a boost in our pursuit of Raphael Varane with Carlo Ancelotti returning to Real Madrid. Man United and PSG recently made offers. Varane recently rejected Man United in favour of a move to PSG. Man United have held talks with Raphael Varane's representatives. Fabrizio Romano did say towards the end of last season that Raphael Varane is the main name on our list and was waiting to see what happens with his situation at Real Madrid. But last season he said he's keen on the move to the Premier League. We went in for Varane 10 years ago when we had Ferguson, didn't get him, and was prepared to sanction a £100 million move for him back in 2018. But the reasons I'd take him at Man United is because he's regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced. He would exceed expectations in the Premier League. He'd go very well alongside Maguire in our back line. He's got a great pedigree as a player. He's won 18 major honours. So they're the reasons. Being a long-serving player at Real Madrid, he's endured 10 years with them. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. But yeah, Man United want a centre-half, despite Eric Bailly signing a new contract towards the end of last season. I'm expecting players to leave Man United in the summer transfer window. In that aspect, will generate money and it will help us with our rebuilding process. Now, we recently released 8 players. 6 of them were academy players. We recently released Sergio Romero and we also released Joel Pereira. But the players I think should leave is David De Gea, he needs to go. Phil Jones needs to go. We need to loan Brandon Williams out. We need to get rid of Diego Dalot permanently. At the moment, he's out on loan with AC Milan. We need to get rid of Andres Pereira permanently. At the moment, he's out on loan with Lazio. I think we need to offload Nemanja Matic. We need to offload Donny van de Beek because he doesn't get enough starts at Man United. He only started 4 games in the league last season. Most of his appearances come from the bench, and it's said that Donny van de Beek is set for showdown talks with Solskjaer over his future. We need to offload Juan Mata, but we might not offload Juan Mata now. Because like I updated you this morning, according to Telegraph's Mike McGrath, Juan Mata is in talks with Man United over an extension on his contract. Juan Mata's current contract expires at the end of this month. Solskjaer said at the end of last season that no decision has yet been made on Juan Mata's future. And I think we need to offload Anthony Martial. But he recently said that Solskjaer made a decision on Martial's future. He's told the Glazers that he wants Martial to stay. And he believes he's got a big role to play next season. He's been out with an knee injury for a while. A lot of players will stay at Man United in the summer transfer window, and I reckon there's quite a few players that have got long-term futures at the club. Next season is going to be massive for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think he is aware of that. Next season will be his 3rd full season, because he's already enjoyed 2 full seasons at Man United. I reckon next season Solskjaer has got to win a trophy if he is to remain Manchester United manager. If things start to go wrong next season, then he will be under pressure, and then there's a very good chance he will be sacked. Solskjaer has not yet won a trophy as Manchester United manager, and he's been Man United manager for almost 30 months now, which is over 2 years. We have not won a trophy since 2017, which is 4 years ago. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Obviously, there has been some Man United fans demanding Ole out after that Europa League final loss against Villarreal. But there was a lot of United fans that were Ole out prior to the final, but I presume there's still some Man United fans that are Ole in, and they believe that he needs more time at the club. He does deserve next season. Solskjaer has just got under a year left on his current 3-year contract. What we should do is really wait till he sees out his current contract, analyse how it's gone, and then decide or not whether to give him the new 3-year deal. I think it's a mistake giving him a new 3-year deal now, because I can assure he won't see it out. And I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. Reflecting now on Solskjaer's being at the club, he has gained some managerial experience and he has learnt quite a bit on the job, and he's tried a few different elements. And I do have my concerns about Ole. But I've got to credit Ole in quite a lot of aspects, because I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as well as he has done. You've got to say he's done a good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. Because, he was inheriting a lot of deadwood and he's still inheriting some deadwood now. Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson. But, you've got to credit him for, last season, because we went the entire season without losing away from home in the Premier League, which was a record. He got us a second place finish last season. That wasn't an achievement, but you can see that progress was made from his first full season. Got us to the Europa League final. I know we lost it, but he still got us to the final. And it was his first major final as Man United manager. He got us to the FA Cup quarter-final, and he got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. Did well in his first full season, got us a third place finish and guided us to 3 semi-finals. We are in the Champions League next season, which is good from a Man United perspective. So far, he has made good signings as Man United manager. So far, he's spent almost £300 million. And he's brought around, 10 or 11 players in. And he's got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he's come in. I reckon he's got rid... Is it around 13, 14 players now he's got rid of? Obviously, some academy players have gone. I like the way that Ole has promoted the youth. And another thing I've got to credit him for, when he got appointed in as Man United manager, he assured that everybody would get their chances to express themselves, including the young players, and more or less everybody has been given their chances. So they are the positives. But Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. But whatever happens regarding Solskjaer, we'll always adore him, because at the end of the day, he's a club legend. He endured 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. And the reason Solskjaer is still Manchester United manager, because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved him. So he's definitely lucky to be still here. I thought, he could have been sacked after that Europa League final loss there. Again, it said, whether he'd won or lost the Europa League final, he was not going to be sacked. We know that Woodward is standing down at the end of the year. That's good news from a Man United perspective, because we've been very critical of Woodward now for a long time. It got announced earlier on this year that Woodward resigned as Man United vice chairman. He's had a 16-year association with the club. Obviously, towards the end of last season, there was a lot of Man United fans protesting against the Glazers at Old Trafford. Oh, you could have understood the fans' frustration, because the Glazers have ruined the club. They've put us in so much debt. I just hate the way the football club has been run in general now for a long time. The Glazers have been with us 16 years. They bought the club for $500 million back in 2005. Ole is our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. The 3 managers we sat since Ferguson was Moyes, Van Gaal and Jose Mourinho, and we're not even really known as a sacking football club. Our recruitment's been poor for a while, and we've overpaid for players, and in that aspect the blame stems from the board. We've spent over £1 billion in the last 8 years, and we've brought around 37 players in. We've only won 4 trophies since Ferguson retired. That was the FA Cup under Van Gaal and the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield under Mourinho. That justifies how inconsistent we was for a long time. Haven't won the league since 2013, which is 8 years ago now. But mistakes have been made in general for the last 8 years, and that's why we've been nowhere near as consistent as we'd like to have been. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.